Heroes and heroines of all ages. When the world tells you to get a life, you're always welcome at the One Up Block. My name is Dan the Man, your host, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog 8-Bit. When we last left off, I missed a Chaos Emerald and had to replay the whole game to get to it, and then I died a bunch trying to get said Chaos Emerald. And now we're here. So this is Act 2 of the Jungle Zone, where it acts more like a vertically scrolling level. Actually, it is a vertically scrolling level. It doesn't act like one. If you go further up, the screen will follow you, and that pit below is a death sentence. If you touch the bottom of the screen after you progressively make the screen go upwards, you will die. So be careful. It's kind of weird. In the Game Gear version, they took that out. I can only assume because of the screen crunch that they had to take it out, or else it would be unplayable. So, I mean, you know, that's nice for the Game Gear version, but there have been many times where I've accidentally slipped off and touched the bottom of the screen and ended up killing myself. And that sucks. That's never a bueno. Not a good at all. But for the most part, this level is pretty harmless. You're just climbing all the way up to the top, as you could probably, you know, discern for your... See, like right there, I was trying to go back and get the rings, and I ended up slipping down and touching the screen and killed myself. Like, come on, game. Okay, I have no explanation for what happened there. I can't believe I'm down to 3 lives right now because of stupidity. Come on, now. Oh, this game isn't even that hard. I died to pop shots and stupid shit. That's fine. I did get, on my, having to play the game a second time through to get the Chaos Emerald, I made sure to get a continue, so at the very least I do have that. But that does not stop this from being slightly nerve-wracking when they take my lives for no damn good reason. Never fun, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan when they like to take your lives just because they're like, hey, I want your life, and you don't deserve it. And you're like, well, maybe I do deserve it, but the game's like, nah. Nah, fam, you're giving me your life. Do-do-do-do. Also, Sonic is on the right side of the screen running off if you can see his foot. So, you know, that's pretty interesting. But, we are up to another Dr. Eggman level. And this Dr. Eggman in particular can kind of be a pain in the butt. I do not know if... I did not mention it yet, but if you're paying attention, you do not get rings during these boss fights. And that's what can make some of them a pain in the butt. But for this Eggman boss fight, he drops down balls that roll across the section right there. And sometimes they can be really finicky, where they can accidentally touch you even though you weren't, like, touching them at all. Or you just so happen to land on them. Or, if you try to, attack Eggman as he's spitting out one of the balls, you will end up killing yourself because it ends up hitting you and you die. But I'm not a fan of how they kind of linger towards that whatever last section they're rolling towards, they kind of lag behind and stay there. I end up touching the balls on accident a lot during this boss fight, but thankfully, I did not fuck it up that time. I was pretty good. And bada boom, baby. That's another zone in the bag for us. We saved some chickens and some chipmunks. I think those are chipmunks. I can't tell exactly. But now we're moving on to, oh no, Labyrinth Zone. And this place is pretty horrible, if you want my honest opinion. For reasons that you can probably determine on your own. It's very slow. The slowdown in this level is incredibly crap. And I'm not sure if it's actual slowdown or if it's the game intentionally slowing down because you're underwater. And if it's the latter, then oh my goodness, it is like, ugh. Why would you do this to me, game? Why do you make me move in slow-mo? Then you got these guys spitting fireballs out at really weird intervals because of the lag. You do have to make sure to collect bubbles. Or, you know, fall into... What the hell? I didn't even have time to jump out! Why are these deaths deciding to be dicks to me right now? I played through this game in my practice run and had no problems. Not a single one. Ran through it flawlessly and kicked this game right in the butt. But no, I guess now that I'm trying to record it, it's gotta be like, okay, what the fart? Please don't kill me. Oh my god. Part of me is glad that I'm getting this on camera because this is bullshit, man. Like, come on. Are you kidding me with this shit, Labyrinth Zone? I mean, if you wanted to prove yourself, if you wanted to prove to everybody watching that you're a piece of shit level, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you, dude. Oh, I'm not sure if that fire... No, okay. That fire cannot hit you from right there. And we do know the bed of spikes is down there, so we're gonna avoid that. Ugh, but we need to go down. And I am drowning. There is no drowning music in Sonic 8-bit, which, I mean, is either good or bad, depending on who you are. You don't get the traumatizing audio claiming that you're about to get murdered, and I also hate these spikes. If you jump awkwardly, which is really easy to do, again, your momentum is kind of weird, and the game is slightly lagging for whatever reason. Oh, man. But we're good. We're fine. I got this. I have faith in me. You guys have faith in me. Nothing bad's gonna happen. And I hate this Orbinaut. So for this Orbinaut, he's gonna shoot his bullets at you. Wait for him to fire off all the balls. Then fall down. You can wait for another bubble too, which you should probably do, because you're probably about to drown. But he won't have his ammo anymore, and you can just roll into him and take him out. I'm not sure how you're supposed to avoid him any other way, because there's that hole to jump in for the spikes, but like, this game does not work well enough for you to avoid. He shoots all the balls out at once. Like, how are you supposed to avoid all of them? By jumping. You don't, is what I'm trying to get at. You're gonna get hit by that Orbinaut if you're not careful. He's a piece of shit enemy that should not be where he is. But we are coming up to the end of this place, I think. We do have to hit the switch to open up a door over here because, you know, Labyrinth Zone, it needs slight button pressing puzzles for whatever reason. But vada-voom, we did it. We got through it. I lost a couple of lives that were pretty stupid, but hey, that's the price of admission when going into Labyrinth Zone. It's your soul for a try at the level. Oh boy. And in the second level is where we're going to be finding our Chaos Emerald. I do have to make sure to keep that in mind, because apparently I'm not very good at remembering what I'm supposed to do. But we're going to the left here. And we have those little fish that don't really actively try to hit you, for whatever reason. I would like a ring, to be perfectly honest. I'm kind of scared that the game's gonna fuck me over again if I don't have a ring. Rings, please, anyone? Can someone spare me a ring? Can you spare me a ring, Mr. Chopper? Ooh, okay, see, that could've bombarded, that could've bamboozled me. I could've been donezo. Could've been done like chicken dinner. And then, of course, here they had to put, like, a little ceiling up below this fucking spike thing. So, like, trying to jump over it is extra aggravating. Hold this slow down. I don't want to die, please. Pretty please with sugar on top? Don't kill me. I just got a bubble. Sonic, you do not need to breathe that bad. Please don't touch the spikes. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I don't like the physics of this level. This level is crappy. It's very bad. Please give me a bubble. Are you kidding me? Give me a bubble. Don't do this to me right now. Oh ho, Mr. Fire Spitter, you missed me that time. I was prepared for your shenanigans. Not really, though. This part sucks for the Game Gear, too. Anytime you have to ride up one of these things, there's usually spikes above it, and you won't know that until it's too late if you're playing the Game Gear version because of the screen crunch. So again, do not play the Game Gear version of this game. All the Chaos Emeralds are in relatively the same spot. So even if you are playing the Game Gear version and using this as a guide, you can still do that. The only Chaos Emerald that's in a different location is actually the one we're about to grab now. And I will point out where it is, but make sure you grab this invincibility, and you have to hurry up, because if not, you're gonna probably die. Which, if you take the hit, lose rings, you can still get the Chaos Emerald. But what you're looking to do is make it all the way up here. And over to the left, there will be a pit of spikes, which is the Chaos Emerald. But if you're playing the Game Gear version, the Chaos Emerald will be right here. I'm not even kidding. I don't know why they switched it. Probably because putting the Chaos Emerald in a bed of spikes that requires invincibility is pretty shitty. Oh look, we got a life because we got the Sonic sign. Good. I got to show that off. Hooray for us, I suppose. That's 4 out of 6 Chaos Emeralds. Just like Sonic the Hedgehog 1, we're back to We're back to 6 Chaos Emeralds. And we're at a fight with Eggman. In Labyrinth Zone Act 3, you will not be able to drown, so don't worry about bubbles here. There are no bubbles to pick up, but that doesn't matter because you do not drown here. There's also no rings because this is a boss fight, and this is one of the trickier boss fights. Do not try to hit Eggman when he's right there. Just duck down in the middle of the platform and wait for him to show up here. What he does is he'll shoot out a missile, and when Sonic is in the trajectory of the said missile, it will try to fire at him. But if you're facing the wall, when Eggman shoots the missile out, the missile will be facing the wrong way. So it's stupid easy to avoid. But yeah, this is the pattern. He goes down, up, down, left, and then right. And that's pretty much it. Just hit him when you're available to hit him, and hit him 8 times and he's gonna be dead. And I killed myself because I was trying to be fancy and super cool there, and it just doesn't work. Kids, do not try to show off for YouTube. It will end up with poor results. Your hedgehog will die. Disclaimer, your hedgehog will not actually die, I'm sorry. But the reason why you don't want to jump on Eggman while he's in the middle here is because if you try to do that, for whatever reason, Sonic does not build up enough momentum to bounce off of his head to reach the other platforms. You might be able to do it, and maybe I'm just bad at the game, but every time I try to bounce off of his head and land back on the flooring, it does not seem to work for me. So I'm gonna go about this the way that I think is the most efficient, and just hit him when he's on the left and right side, and make him shoot his missiles towards the walls, because he's an idiot. That's our Eggman, right? The big doofus. Look at you, you big ding-dang. You're so stupid. But that's the level. We beat Eggman. Vada voom, baby. No more Labyrinth Zone, thank God. Labyrinth Zone does not show back up in Scrap Brain Zone, thankfully. We don't have to do this again. Oh, needed a swig of water there. My mouth was drying out. But we are going to Scrap Brain Zone, which I kinda spoiled slightly there for a second, but we were going to the zone anyway, so it's not like it was a big spoiler. Labyrinth Zone this time around, I said Labyrinth Zone, Scrap Brain Zone is a little more elaborate this time around. It kind of acts like a slight maze. There's also a life right there, thankfully. But it acts kind of like a maze, and you'll see what I mean coming up here in a little bit, but it's kind of irritating on your first playthrough if you don't know where to go, and that kind of sucks. But thankfully, I've played through this long enough to know exactly where I need it. Fart, I fell down. There we go. For the most part, this first level is easy though. You're just kind of going from point A to point B. You really don't have to jump. I don't know why I'm trying to collect rings. They're gonna do me no good. But there it is. And we got another life. Wow, the game was a... It's like those Sour Patch Kids commercials where it's like, first they're sour, then they're sweet. The game kicks your ass and then gives you a couple of generous lives at the end. But the Chaos Emerald was not in the first act, it is in the second act, and it's kind of devious where they put it, which we will be showing off very shortly. This is where the zone gets a little labyrinthy though. I guess that's why I called it Labyrinth Zone on accident, because it becomes a slight labyrinth in this second act. Boink. Yeah, boy. Okay, well, I slid under that on accident. If you run into that fire, you will take damage. There's a life over there, but I'm not going to bother about it. You have 2 pathways to go here, and these are important. You have to take the top pathway first because you have to hit a switch, and it's really not like a maze too bad. It's very straightforward when you know where to go, but I can imagine this probably fucked a lot of people up if they played it before. But what you're doing is falling down this 3rd hole and making it all the way to this teleporter room. And when you go into the teleporter, bada boom, Chaos Emerald just for us. Badoop, boink, badoink, badoink, badoink. Okay, do not hit me. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hit the button, and that will open up it will close the door right here, and you're like, wait a minute, aren't we supposed to go that way? Well, if you try to go this way, you will actually not be able to make the jump. You have to go through the other way. So, hit the switch, and then we're going to be backtracking. You can just die. If you die to the enemies here, it will put you all the way back to the entrance. which, you know, skips a bunch of this. Also, there's a caterpillar. Look at him, isn't he adorable? We're not gonna kill him. He's having enough problems living as it is, it seems. If you do a short hop, you could actually make it under those fires. But now that we've done that, we can take a sharp turn and go this way. It really bothers me that Sonic's shoes are like that weird flesh color. It's not very pleasant to look at, to be perfectly honest with you. But for right here, you can fall down twice, I think, and then take the little pathway. You can do it normally by taking the pathways to be easier, but if you fall down twice, you can actually just make it here faster. If you fall all the way down, there's another pathway that leads to a life, but I'm not gonna bother with it, because I do not need it. Hopefully that does not come back to bite me in the ass. Which, this is a Let's Play, so it may just as well come back to bite me in the ass, and I gotta play through the whole game again because I thought I was a badass and didn't need lives, and then suddenly, the last boss decided to be a dick. Bada boom, we did it. Wow. Wow. So many lives. The game is really being nice to me, and I don't particularly care much for the fact that it's doing so. We also got another life because we had, we got 50,000 points? Something like that. But we're at the boss of Scrap Brain Zone. Ooh, is this the final boss? Are we at the end of the game? Well, if you counted the Chaos Emeralds, you'd probably know that no, this is not the end. But for this, you're just following the path until you get to a door that won't open. And then we're gonna be going upwards. Boop. You kind of want to follow the rings. I guess they're kind of leading you in the right path. But there's a part up here where that isn't the case. Where you have to go left. It's right here. But once you get over here, you'll see rings. So I guess that's kind of telling you that you're going the right way. Do not follow that way. Go here first. That's going to shut the door. So hit the button again. I guess it's to kind of lead you in the wrong direction for whatever reason. But yeah, we are now at the boss. Well, I guess it's not a boss. Okay. That's fine with me. You're not gonna hear me complaining. Ugh, my mouth is really dry. But we do only have 5 Chaos Emeralds, so you could probably assume. Welcome to Sky Base. Sky Base is kind of its own unique zone, but it's very similar to Sky Fortress? Is that what it's called? The second to last level before the final boss fight in Sonic 2. It's kind of very similar to that, but I hate this place in particular because of those little pellet shooting guns. Whereas as soon as you get in their line of sights, they will shoot 4 bullets at you. And if you're trying to run through the level as fast as possible, they will fuck you up because they're not on a set timer. They will always shoot at you as soon as you're in front of their gun. Like right there, did you see that? That gun shot at me because I was in the direct line of sight for its gun to shoot me. It's kind of irritating, but, you know, nothing you can't deal with a little time and patience. We have an Orbinaut here, which I cannot... Okay, that's... Okay, seriously? Are you kidding me right now, you stupid butt? We can make this jump, and of course I can't now because the electricity turned on at the last second. Ugh. Come on, man. I just wanna... What the... You did not hit me, you son of a bitch. I'm just gonna... No. You come this way. I can't believe we actually have to wait for this guy to move over far enough so I can make this jump. That is actually kind of aggravating. Whatever. Fuck you. Fuck you, Orbinaut, you dick. That could have fucked you up. Wow. That sudden electricity. So for these platforms, it's probably good to note that you can actually jump to stop them from moving forward, because there are going to be sections up here with electricity, which if you're not careful, you can get shocked if you're not aware that this platform will stop if you jump. So I got killed. Needless to say, I died there the first time I practiced this, so it did suck a little bit. Whoop! And bada boom, we did Act 1. Now we're arguably getting to one of the worst levels in the game, but that's only because this level, like a boss level, does not give you rings. So you can easily get killed here if you take the normal route, which, if you go up this route, there's like a bunch of turrets that kind of come from off screen and shoot you, which, just to show it off, I'll come up here and do. As you can see here, these come from out of nowhere and then just start shooting, and it gets worse. You jump up, and there it is again. So you kind of have to avoid these turrets while also trying to platform up. And then when you get here, this thing starts chasing after you, and I think it goes past that wall. Yeah, it does. But then you have to deal with this bomb, and it's really stupid where his explosions go. Like, you have no room, you have like this very small inch of room to avoid his blasts. And that's why we're not going to be going that way, but we also have to go this extra route to get to the Chaos Emerald. So thankfully, we don't have to do any of that. However, we are required to wait quite a while. I know, Sonic, look, I'm just as pissed off as you are. But you just have to ride this out. This place will take you not only to the Chaos Emerald, but to the end of this level. And if you come up here, which I don't exactly want to do yet, I want to move this platform over a little bit, so I have a place to land. But you hit that, and Viola. Let me try to wiggle my way over real quick. Okay. We got an extra life, so it was worth showing off how you could die up there to that shitty route. And now we play the waiting game. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it lovely? I think there might... No. There's a... if you're playing the Game Gear version, when you get to these platforms, there's actually a turret that can shoot you right here, which is kind of really bullshit, but because we're playing the Master System version, we don't have to worry about too much bullshit, thankfully. But as you can see here, that's our Chaos Emerald, but be careful when you get up here. For that reason, you don't want to get shot by a bullet. You want to try and stay on top of these fucking platforms as much as possible, and that's the end of the level. And we are at the final... This is why there's no rings. This is actually... No, it's not. Never mind. I was about to blatantly lie to you. Also, we just got... we just got 10 rings, which are useless to us. Thank you, game. But we have all the Chaos Emeralds, and we are at the final zone, the final boss. And it's just the boss. There are no rings here, which you could probably have guessed. And this boss is kind of wonky, where at the beginning of it, it's pretty easy. That laser field gets all the way to the left side of the screen and then goes back. Eggman will jump on that spring and it'll make that laser try to shoot you, but if you're to the far left of the screen, the laser cannot hit you. And basically all you're doing is waiting for the electricity field to stop, and you're running over to hit Eggman before it starts up and, you know, kills you. But the thing that's tricky about this is once the second phase of the fight starts, which I'm not sure exactly when it happens, but when it does, I'll know for sure. Once you hit him enough, the electricity field will not come on and it'll try to home in on Sonic. And what you have to do is head all the way to the left side, which is right here. Wait for the laser to go, and then go, because then you have to wait out the first burst. So now it'll keep trying to track down Sonic. So you can actually time when you want to go. So hit, wait, and then go back. This way, because that little ball will actually track Sonic if you're not to the far left of the screen, so you gotta be kind of careful with it. So once you get over there and hit Eggman, wait for the electricity field to go away, and then head all the way to the left. You can actually get multiple hits on him, I think, which I should probably be doing. You can get like 2 while you're waiting for the field. And this is really nerve-wracking, if you want my honest opinion. This boss can go really south really quickly, but here, if you jump and make it into the teleporter before Eggman teleports away, you can actually skip his little cutscene. And yeah, this is the ending, so we did it. Nothing super significant happens here, so yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog 8-bit. It's kind of a really underwhelming game. It's not super impressive, but it's a quaint, fun little platformer, and that's my opinion on it. If you want to give it a shot, it won't take you long to beat. You just saw the entire game right there, but yeah. Enjoy the credits.